In the past, we've been talking about the night gallery and the fact that several of the episodes harken back to Twilight Zone in presentation and scripting. And in my opinion, one of the ones that are closest to it would be Night Gallery's infamous Pat Boone led episode called The Academy. Now, in this episode, Pat Boone plays a widower on a tour of military school where he's thinking about putting his wayward son in. Now, Pat Boone said in published reports several years later, and including in the book by Scott Skelton about the Night Gallery series, that he wanted to take a role that would allow his, acting skills to go outside his normal comfort zone. From the moment he arrives on the scene, we know there's something really different about the Pat Boone character. Now, as soon in the episode, as soon as he steps out of his chauffeured limousine, enters at the academy, it's a like I said, uh, it's a marching drills at a very basic military academy called Glendalough. Now, walking up the stairs toward the building, he passes a statue which seems kind of different because the two figures depicted a man in military dress, seeming to show the way too young boy, but facing toward the building or the military academy rather than away from it, which is kind of different. And that's a visual cue pretty well on how the rest of the episode is going to go because, in most Rod Serling teleplays, there's very much a hint in the visual style that kind of reflects the what they call the script. Now, he meets up with the Academy director, played by the underrated Leif Erikson. He explains that his son is not really a bad kid, but he lacks motivation, and that he needs to, be disciplined more often. Now, surveying the boy's transcript, the director asks Olson about his wife's death, and according to what the character mentioned, she had drowned when she and her son, who was 10 at the time, were in a rowboat. Now, here's the deal: and Pat Boone's not really sure if the script kind of alludes more to it or is more in his head. Pat Boone had said in that Night Gallery encyclopedia book that there's something going on with the character, like he may have caused the death, but the boy may have caused the death. He's not really sure. It's left really open ended. But that's the key to the fact that this is bad news. No matter what's going to happen, there's going to be something really, really dramatic going to happen to the young boy. Now, when the director takes Olsen to tour academy, we see actually numerous of the adults are clearly adults, including Sloan, played by Larry Linville, are one of the best comedy actors of the 1970s, who actually only started on MASH the year after. So this is almost like a test run for Linville's major parts on a major TV show. Now, Holson actually vaguely recalls from the director presenting him about news reports about a teenage Sloan who was involved in an assault case, and he said if it's that the same Sloan, he has to be in his 30s. And Holson asked the director about the inward-facing statue, and the director explains all that a boy needs is to be found right here, and for that reason, the statue symbolizes welcome, not farewell. For us, the only thing important is the world of the academy. This is our world. Now, I don't want to give away the end of the episode, but you can pretty well figure out what's going on. The Pat Boone character is there not to rise up his son, but to basically maybe put him away for good. If the location is what he has heard it could be or expect it could be, he's going to make a final decision that's not going to benefit his son, but it's going to benefit his. In the last number of minutes, it pretty well, you can pretty well figure out what's going on. Now, why I'm mentioning this episode is because for those under the age of 20 that don't know this, to ask Pat Boone to play like a character in Misgivings or an evil character, it's like asking Tom Hanks to play a murderer. To my knowledge, Tom Hanks has never played a really evil character. But Pat Boone was very different. Pat Boone would challenge himself. Like years later, the famous challenge to Alice Cooper to kind of a leather challenge where he said, "I'll play you, Alice, and you'll play me." And Alice Cooper didn't take him up on it; thought it was a joke. Pat Boone was never a joke. Pat Boone was a multi-talented performer. He wasn't just Whitebread. And there's several occasions where he's had dramatic roles. He's carried it quite good. Pat Boone was what you call a cerebral singer. Pat Boone, I've seen him in various interviews over the years on American and Canadian talk shows. So for him to take this part, it's playing against type, and I don't think anybody who saw the episode took Pat Boone the same way ever again. Uh, in the character, like I said, in the episode, the Pat Boone character is bad news. Now, is it bad news self-inflicted? Is it bad news that basically he's a psychopath, he's a sociopath, whatever? You find from the first minutes that there's depth to this character, and actually in real life there's more depth to Pat Boone that we gave him credit for. So overall, I give it 3.5 stars out of 5. Not the if you don't know who Pat Boone is, you're not going to get it. But if you know who Pat Boone is, you say, what is Pat Boone doing here as an evil character? I better watch. And this is part of Night Gallery's 1 hour episodes of the second season. I think it would have been a good fit for the third season 30-minute format, but in this case, it was really, really, really effective to see a radio hero turn bad. And of course, the addition of Frank Burns as a I don't know hellback cadet, or kind of a rambunctious character. It works. But like I said, I like Leif Erikson's acting. He never really got the recognition as a character actor through the years, and I think in here it was very effective. So on this COVID Tuesday, we're telling everybody to keep safe. To my Canadian friends, don't forget to apply for your benefit for the emergency funding. It goes by date of birth, so make sure to keep to the format. There's going to be over 4 million people probably applying before this is done. So be generous and wait in the queue, and maybe take time to watch episodes of the Night Gallery while you're waiting to return at bat, because if you're dealing with the government, you have to jump through hoops. The Night Gallery kind of talks about that a little bit in certain episodes. So anyway, hope this finds you well. Have a good day. Bye.